Okay guys, hello again. So we are joined now by not only Zanagra, the support for ACOG, but also by Defunct, the AD carry. How are you guys? You alright?
Pretty good.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Good, good. So obviously we have been following you throughout week one, and it's just come to an end. You went 2-1. Surprisingly, not losing your game to Manchester. Actually, a very dominant performance against Manchester, looking very strong. But the game that you the game that you lost was against a Nottingham team that you actually said earlier in the week, sorry Zanagra, you weren't feeling too scared about.
Oh my
Whoa,
God.
hang on. I said, are they a trash tier team because you guys forgot about them? I didn't say they were bad.
As far as I recall, I remember you being pretty confident against Nottingham.
Yeah,
We
I think
asked
there's
which
video
team
evidence.
you were least afraid of, and you said Nottingham.
There's video evidence of this, Sinagra, so say what you will,
Swear I
but
said
it's out
Nottingham.
there. It's out there. But either way, we'll ask about the first game first. Manchester, the strongest team, current champions, and you guys did amazing against them. How did you feel coming off that game? And how did you feel that game went?
Do you want to start or me? I guess.
You start.
I think like when we went into the game, when we saw our picks and we saw their picks, because we were kind of expecting a AP Alistair in mid, and then we were surprised to see it at the bot lane. And I think from early game we got some gangs off on bot. We forced a couple of things, and I think by mid game we knew we can win this, and I think we did some good rotations. Kinda became an issue for them to deal with 1v1. And overall, I think it was just a really solid performance by everyone.
Definitely in
I think in the
Zanagra.
first game we just did well in laning phase really, and we didn't make any dumb mistakes, which I think brings us to second game.
Well, a bit more about this first game. First of all, you didn't go towards this traditional like tanky sort of meta. You had the Nidalee top, you had the Ziggs mid. That Nidalee top it's something he plays a lot in solo queue. I originally thought that he just played like loads of mid lane. Is that Nidalee top something he plays a lot? And do you guys feel completely confident in that to beat even the tanky champions he was up against? Was it a Mundo that he was against?
Nasus.
Nasus, sorry, not a
Nasus,
Mundo. And he did really well in that lane. He forced 2 towers by like 20 minutes. Was that something that he practices and plays a lot?
I don't know how much he practices it. He definitely plays Nidalee a lot. Pete was always known for playing Nid before in the last season split, and
Yeah.
he did some crushing games in the summer as well. But
We're just making a situation now where they have to always ban mid because it's either going mid or it's going top.
yeah, exactly.
enough.
And it's just a case of Pete's confident with Nid, so if he's confident, why not let him use it? And we don't really care where.
Well, it worked out really, really well for you guys, so that's completely understandable. Now, the second game, Nottingham A, new team for you guys, haven't faced them before. They fought to remain in the Super 8 last season. They've changed the roster a bit and obviously came off very strong. What are your guys' thoughts on that game?
I'll give him one thing. I'd say they're probably the second best bot lane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It definitely, in comparison to the other bot lanes, it's refreshing because they're a really good bot lane, yeah. So it kind of proved a bit of difficulty with us. But the main areas where I think we gave away the game or we just got behind was overextending and playing a little bit, I wouldn't say
Atrociously?
cocky, but just careless, I guess.
Well, I'd
Yeah,
like
it
to
really
take.
was. I mean,
Sorry,
like
carry on.
people were saying in the chat that we threw out the Wraith fight. I think like the Wraith fight was obviously not a good thing at all, and it was just what 3 deaths, I think, 4 deaths for nothing. But it wasn't completely lost there. It was mainly that dragon fight where our jungler decided to repel against the Thresh hook, thinking he was in human form, and it got him killed. I ulted to try and save him. That got me killed, and then I think someone. Do they have Kazakhs in that game?
No. The
I can't remember,
mid.
just someone though. Someone got off me onto Rod, and I got him killed. And then just Ori or whoever our mid was died.
Probably
He was playing
right.
Gari, and
Yeah.
it was against a Oriana. And
Yeah, just that fight was just a. And then obviously team mid died top as well. So just basically, it was a near enough ace at the Wraith fight.
Oh yes, the
followed
Teemo
by
game.
an entire ace at Dragon.
Yeah, so
So-
Nidalee top first game, then you went into that Teemo. Again, is it? Does he not like playing the tanky top lane champions, or is it just a counter pick, or what was the thought behind that?
I think it fits our style. I think the fact he plays like such aggressive top laners forces the other team to actually have to think about what they want to pick, because obviously if they're picking a tanky top laner, that's not really going to stop him from pushing. So realistically, they need something with wave clear, and if they pick wave clear, kind of sacrifice their team fight potential if they gotta keep their top laner at top.
And it's also a case of it's just a really good player, so why limit him to just playing, very standard, very, one-dimensional characters when you could get him to play someone that can either, become a real threat like he was with the Tryndamere, because it's literally their entire sort of their team in the third game was the Kazakhs, and if you can keep Kazakhs out of the game, then it's fine. The same's true in the second game. It's just it didn't really come into light because we got caught too much in the mid game, and that just really lost it all completely for us.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
before we
if you can
move
play
on,
the champions, why not let them
yeah,
have it?
fair enough. Before we move on to this third game, just want to go back briefly to something you just said, Defunct. Second best bot lanes. You still feel that you guys are the better bot lane and the best bot lane in the NUEL?
Yeah, easy.
Okay, that's fine. They did walk away with the win though there, guys. So this third game, obviously against Cardiff, both from Wales, the two teams in the Super 8 from Wales. Obviously yourselves been from Aberystwyth, and you won that game fairly close to a certain point, and then all of a sudden you suddenly went from being even to about 7k gold ahead. How do you feel that game went?
I think it was.
I've got to give credit to
early.
Elise.
Yeah, it was pretty good jungling.
Elise was
to be
putting
fair.
a lot of pressure on us early. Like we were just saying, this Elise is doing work. She's
Definitely.
mid, she's bot, she's top, she's mid. And she
Yes.
was just constantly being a threat to us.
Some
But
of me and
as soon as the
Munch,
laning phase ended, we just have a way better team comp, I think, overall.
yeah, something me and Munch did point out that early on, you guys did actually get fairly shut down. I think Defunct you were Norton too early on, and their bot lane seemed to be doing very well, but that was under the influence of their jungle. As soon as Wukong started coming bot, Defunct you picked up 2 or 3 kills and suddenly went ahead, and then you guys seemed to get back into it and get completely back on form. So would you just say that was completely down to the jungle?
It was down to that and also me making a massive take because I figured because Elise just mid and only had half HP, I could get away with leveling E as my third one and then put more pressure on bot lane. But then, right as I was about to ward, Elise jumps out of the freaking brush and just kills Rod instantly, and there's nothing I can do to save him. So it's just basically, I just completely screwed up at whenever that was. I think it's like 5 minutes in or 6 minutes in.
Right, Munch? Any questions?
Yeah, so you feel like you're the strongest bot lane still currently. Obviously, with the sort of jungle pressure, if you could, with regardless of bans and things, what would you say your strongest pair of champions would be in that bot lane?
I think it's down to the current style. The best AD carry by far in lane is Jinx, and that's why, I think every game they banned it against us. Because obviously having an execution ult's gonna win you lane. Like, even with the Jinx, you can just sit back and farm till 6 with your Q. And then when you hit 6, if you have something like a Leona, Thresh, or an Annie, all the Flavor of the Month supports, you can just one burst somebody pretty instantly.
I think whenever we play Thresh, so just tends to work. Cause I think, my Leona's alright, and Rod has a go at me for various things I do on her. Let's not go into it. But yeah, I don't know. I play Thresh pretty well, so
Yeah, you said
anytime I just
early.
get Thresh plus X, just use it.
You said earlier on in the assessment, early in the week on Thursday night, which we will be doing every Wednesday night featuring different Super 8 teams, but you said in that, pretty much word for word, that if people do not ban Thresh off you, you will be taking it, and you think people will be underestimating you. And you did make some great plays on Thresh, so did you feel that is your strongest champion, and were you surprised it wasn't took away from you today at all?
I was surprised after the first game it didn't get banned in the second or third. Well, I mean, they took it in the second game. But in the third game, I'm really surprised it wasn't banned. I mean, he's
You
my
can't
highest
really
win rate.
afford to waste one of your bans now, though.
Or at
you
least
can't...
take it. It's not as if he's a bad ban anyway. I mean, he's probably
You-
the strongest support right now.
Yeah, but you really can't, you can't afford to place a ban in a support. The only support I'd ban would be Thresh, and even then, it'd be against someone that you know is a better bot laner than your team. and obviously that's kind of the case with us. But you can't really
Then it's a
afford.
case of.
Yeah, but
Well,
when
yeah,
you
then it's
look
just a
at
case of if
all
you
the
nit, what else
myths,
aren't you banning?
yeah, exactly. Like you got your Zuo Vi, that's 2 bans you've got to get rid of, and then there's Kassadin. There's just so many things that can be more influential than a Thresh.
Fair enough. So thank you, obviously, guys, for the great games tonight. All of them were highly entertaining. You are going 2-1 in your first week, a really great return. Second only to Nottingham, who are going 3-0 in this first week. So surprise to everyone, I think there. Thank you for joining us both. Good luck next week. We're looking forward to seeing your rematch against Manchester and, of course, against Nottingham. I'm sure that'll be a great game.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us. Munch, anything else to add?
No, I think that's about it from us. If you want to, make sure you follow the NUEL on Twitter. I believe it is twitter.com/the NUEL. And if you'd like to follow me and Shadow as well, you can do. My Twitter is @munchablesLol, and I believe Shadow's is @ShadowLol.
It is indeed. But other than that, thank you everyone for tuning in. We will have the stream and graphical issues sorted for next week, so it'll be a lot higher quality. We do apologise for the problems this week. But thank you for tuning in regardless. And we will see you next week for the second week and the last group stage of the NUEL February tournament. Have a great night, guys. Thanks a lot.
Ban Thresh nerds.